Hey, it's Patricia Ann Landon Regali, Chief Little Flower, coming at you from the privacy and safety of my beloved benefactor's estate and sanctuary. So, this is my new set of videos called Coinciding Incidents, because as a targeted individual, the opposition comes up with a lot of psychological weaponized tools of abuse and torture that the Sexerzung, that the Nazi heritage had trained their little flying flunky monkeys to enact, to sell out their soul for, to become minions of Satan himself. A lot of these people call themselves Christian, go to church by day, and then go target their individuals with their psycho stage theater. So whenever a targeted individual is asked, so what's the deal about being targeted? There are countless numbers of stage theater, countless numbers of gaslighting events that it's kind of difficult just to call them up on a roster. So the purpose of coinciding events is that a lot of times whenever the trained flying flunky monkeys that often parade themselves as backstabbing Christians when they're really Team Judas, what it is that they'll contrive these incidents that they were trained to do by their handlers, which are actual pedophiles and murderers. They got no problem consorting with pedophiles and murderers, so whatever. But I am terming this coinciding incidents because it's exactly what it is. These are double entendres that infiltrate the atmosphere just to needle the targeted individual, just to needle them to act out of sorts. So a lot of times it is just happenstance, and a lot of times it is purposeful psycho stage theater. That this is your melee for pay. That they got their little hands grubbed to come out and act out these ways toward their targeted individual and pretend they ain't doing fucking shit because they've already compromised their soul and their mind and now have been hand trained to be groomed as the Auschwitz executioners doing their torture, their psychological havoc, their psychological needling of the individual. And it's throwing the rocks and hiding their hands. It's backstabbing and pretending they didn't throw a goddamn knife. So whenever these events come up, yeah, they just might be happenstance of a coinciding event that happened in the background of the atmosphere. And honestly, I really don't care if it's a actual contrived psycho theater or if it really is a coinciding event that just happened organically. Whenever it comes up, this is what my videos are, and this is what this portion of these files are about. So I'm just going to start relating them as I remember them. So welcome to my coinciding events file. And so enjoy the throwing of the rocks and the hiding of the hands. Yes, is it really psycho theater or is it really an organic coinciding event? Either way, I don't care. I'm here to report the information as I recall it or as it plays out. Because at the end of the day, only God knows. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the story. Hey, so this coinciding incident files. Leading up until today, I was talking about the kill theme and how these shills, these gang stalkers, that are abusing people for money, would use the kill theme, right? And then so to expand on that, I went to do the dishes over here, and I noticed this very lovely cup broken. It's a really cool cup. So I asked the foster child, I asked Junior, what happened to that? She goes, it passed away. I'm like, oh, there we go again. And just to reiterate that, I said, like, what? Excuse me? She goes, the cats broke it. I'm like, okay. But your gang stalkers do like to, rip the psychological warfare with toying with one's mortality. But at the end of my timeline and the timeline of other targeted individuals, everybody who's come sideways at us, you all incur the second death. So go on with your, I'll abuse people for money. Because just because you think you get away with it now, in the long run, you're going to wish you were upright and ethical when you get to enjoy the lake of fire eternally. So, y'all do you. Oh yeah, one other thing. The fact that lends to this broken coffee cup being a setup is that the rest of it is in the garbage. So when you threw the other parts of it broken into the garbage, why did you leave this on the counter? Because if it wasn't a setup, all of it would have been thrown away. But since it is a setup, that's why the bulk of it here was left on the counter. So I'm like, I really try to bond with those who psychologically torture me, with those who've been running hate crimes of the felonies of just RICO crimes. When they go get their organized part of the crime, I'm such a friendly cuz. I am very appreciative of being able to stay here, even though I am being isolated, kidnapped where I am. But I'm such a sweetheart that I really do try and still get sideswiped in the middle of me being kind, in the middle of me just being caring, but I just let it all go, detach, observe, and allow the fools to bury themselves in their own curses, because that's a curse. You want to come sideways in an innocent here, so you can abuse people for money. Your payment is a very short-term effect for trading off your soul for the long term. Because when karma defends me and the others, it'll be so delicious that we know our vindication will stand firm throughout eternity. So you guys, you do you. You want to be vehement? You want to be backstabbing? You want to be Judases? That's on you. I still love you. Protect and pray for you guys to find healing, the wisdom to want it. If you don't, well, let karma smite you down right where you are. Because even though you help me with your right hand, doesn't give your left hand the privilege to sodomize me and milk me behind my back. So every time you go get your little handler training session from your coaches that are serial murderers, that are pedophiles, that's on you.